it. Always showing you wrong from right. I'll let you guide me. Just stay beside me. Oh, nobody wants to go it alone, and I just wanna stay here with you. You are a rainbow, so I am a lucky one. I am a lucky one. You are my favorite song. I am a lucky one. 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 Seasons change, but you're the same. Your love is constant. You've never lost it. Your voice is calling out my name. It makes me miss you, even when I'm with you. Oh, nobody wants to go it alone, and I just wanna stay here with you. You are a rainbow, so I am a lucky one. I am a lucky one. You are my favorite song. I am a lucky one. 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 I am a lucky one.
A speedy welcome to the show for everyone. This is the Speed Lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. And I'm your host on the show this morning. My name is Marysyntia Hangeior, and I'm here with
Felicity Girgir.
And the Speed Lane is where we talk about issues that affect our lives, our communities, and even our society at large. Now, today is Monday, the 24th day of August 2026. I trust your weekend was great and you are up today and feeling brighter, and you already started with the plans that you have for this week. Now, today on the Speed Lane, we are talking about something that concerns every single person, because whether you buy your food from a supermarket, from a restaurant, a roadside seller, or your local market, there is one thing you expect. That what you're buying is actually safe, right? But recently there has been a renewed concern about food safety in Nigeria, particularly the things that may be added to food, or the way some food products are handled even before they get to like the consumer, and even research and recent reporting have highlighted different concerns around food, unsafe, additive, chemical contamination, and even poor food handling, practices. So today let's talk about food adulteration. What exactly are we putting in our food? And you hear from recent researches that over 200,000 deaths, reported at least yearly when it comes to related deaths to maybe this food contamination, adulteration. So let's talk about that today, because those numbers are huge. But sometimes when we hear figures like that, we forget that food safety isn't only about a big factory somewhere. It's about the food maybe you bought yesterday from the woman in the market. It's about the food that the fish maybe you thought you bought because it looked fresh, and then maybe the woman has had that fish for long, but you're not asking questions. Why is this still fresh, since that day? Different things like that. And let us talk about it. It raises an uncomfortable question that we all should be paying attention to if we don't want to end up victims. What exactly are we putting in our food? What exactly is going there? Because sometimes the person buying the food has absolutely no idea what has happened to it before they bought it. So today, let's talk about food adulteration. As we go on, you get to even understand and even relate more. Now, you also can call in and be part of the show. And the number for you to call is 0808 427 5464.
That's 0808 427 5464.
It's the Speed Lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. And this morning on the show, we are talking about food adulteration. What exactly it's going into our food? So Felicity, the way you've been eating like to talk and all, can you break it down for, because some people after hearing that word they feel like, oh, it doesn't concern me. So show them that it actually concerns everyone.
So food adulteration simply means putting something into food that isn't supposed to be there, or changing the food in a way that makes it unsafe, lower quality, or different from what the consumer believes that they are actually buying. Imagine buying a particular food believing that, oh, the food you are buying is safe and it's safe for you to eat, but then something has been added to it to make it last longer or look better or weigh more or increase the seller's profit, and that substance could be harmful. So food adulteration is basically tampering with food in a way that can deceive the person buying it or put their health at risk. And then recently, like you said, we've been seeing so many things and then hearing about so many things like
yes, go on. Medicine.
Medicine, putting medicine in our food stores, putting medicine in fufu, specifically putting medicine in fufu and medicine in our fish. So yes, and like you said, to prevent them from spoiling and all of that. So it does raise questions, the way you were saying. It raises questions because why would we even put these substances into our food, and what health effects like do they actually have? So it does raise a lot of questions, and I believe that we'll be talking about it as
now
we go.
You see, there was actually some time ago that, okay, let me not even use that one, let me use the regular ones that we actually see. Have you noticed maybe there are some times that maybe you even get palm oil from the market and then you come back home and you're asking yourself, is this one actually palm oil? Why is this one so red, or why is this one so like this, or then why is it that when we pour it inside the food it's actually tasting like maybe there's something else, or maybe this one is feeling like this, or after consuming this particular one I started feeling stomach pain, or things like that, and we're asking question. And sometimes one thing I noticed especially with all these things that are surfacing recently, there are times that maybe you even go to the market, you're trying to buy fish, and the woman is like, oh, this particular fish, cockroach will not near it.
Exactly.
This one will not near it. And which kind of fish is cockroach? I fear of,
yes.
afraid of near it.
Questions. Whenever I hear things like that, I'm basically, okay, what is so special about it that, cockroach will not near it? Because it's fish, right?
Okay.
And all these things, they'll mostly near it. So it does raise questions like that, only to discover later, okay, this is why they have been
some
saying
people
that.
Actually never discover, like, okay, this is it. They just believe that this is the best one.
Yes,
and one mentality that I think this is about is like, maybe the local woman in the market thinks that she's doing us a favor by putting whatever they are putting in there. Some things you are not mentioning, but before people start getting ideas, by putting whatever they are putting in there and saying, okay, we are trying to like pursue the cockroach and all of that. In their own, maybe they are doing us a favor. Like, if you take this thing home, it's going to last for like this. Nothing is going to happen. Insects are not going to eat it or anything like that. Exactly. So they feel like they are probably doing us like a favor by making sure that, okay, nothing, if you are putting whatever is poison. But have you asked these questions, like, are those things safe for human beings to actually consume? I've seen someone complaining about, okay, she saw people like putting even dye in oil. Okay,
yes,
and in the case, that person was actually caught. That person was caught, and caught. Whatever punishment. But then that particular case just made me realize, for him, it was like, okay, we are adding we want the content, we want to gain from it. It's not better for people to actually buy something that, okay, is costly, but at least we know that it's not killing us in return, because where are we ending up? This
particular thing about dye, when I heard it, I was so surprised, because and it made me, I even had to go and start checking the red oil that I have at home, because I saw it like he was mixing dye with the oil, and I'm like, dye, and we're actually eating.
And they weren't hiding that. They weren't hiding that until like they were caught. It's more like, okay, it has become so normalized that, okay, these days you don't even know what you're eating. As long as you didn't make that in yourself, you can never be too sure. One day it's tasting like this, or something that don't used to done quickly before, all of a sudden in 2 seconds that like the thing is already
soft,
ready. It's already soft, and you start asking questions. Okay, what happened to it? What has it actually gone through? So what exactly are we putting in our food? Have you ever maybe bought something from the market and you're like, okay, you found out that okay, this thing is not actually safe for you to consume, or like there is something inside, or you're able to, have you heard about one of these things we are actually talking about? Tell us what you know about. Let other people also get to be careful. Now, number for you to call is 0808 427 5464.
That's 0808 427 5464.
It's the speed lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and this morning on the show we are talking about food adulteration. So call in and let us hear from you. Have you ever bought something from the market? Have you ever bought oil from the market and you're like, okay, maybe they even mix this oil with something else, and then you're like, okay, some people find out, or some people are able to like think like that, but they still eat it anyway, like still go on and whatever it, at least we are putting it on the fire, like everything is gone.
Genuinely, I've heard someone actually say that whatever that was put inside the food, say if you put it on the fire and the thing goes through the burning process and boiling process and all of that, it becomes safe to eat.
How many people even cook their food to the extent that okay, something actually leaves? Like if there was something there, it will actually leave. Plus, if you don't know what something is, how are you sure that just by cooking it, or it has gone through the fire and different things like that, then it becomes safe? Hello. All right, you can still call in and be part of the show. And number for you to call is 0808 427 5464.
That's 0808 427 5464.
It's the speed lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and we are talking about food adulteration. Those mixing of things, in food, whether some people are trying to, maybe someone is selling gari, but then they have something that looks like gari. So, and that thing is not even something edible, but somehow they are mixing it inside the gari so that the gari will be plenty.
So that
or this one, yes, or maybe it's something that helps the gari to swell, or something like that, and they're putting it inside. Okay, do we actually know what we are eating, or are these people actually helping us by putting, because some of them actually feel like they are helping us. I've heard someone say, oh, this one is to like chase those things away, so that insects will not near. But then, is that safe for our own stomachs? Now, we are also streaming live on Facebook at Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM Makurdi, so you can watch live on Facebook and even leave a comment if you have something to say. Have you ever bought something suspicious like that and you're like, okay, what is actually inside this one? Like, I've not seen. There was a time that we got oil that was foaming. Have you ever seen oil foaming?
Oil foaming?
Oil,
no,
yes, oil was foaming.
Haven't.
Yes, there was a time that I got oil that was like foaming, and then got scared. Me and we can fear for some of these kind of things. I'm not one to just say, oh, I don't know what it is or something like that, and then just let it be. And personally, I've had an experience with this when honey was making me like throw up, the whole thing. Like at that point, like that day, I was even thinking, what is wrong? My parents here and there, like, okay, what actually happened? And I was someone that was, should I say, I wanted to start. To me, that's what I was thinking. I want to start eating healthy. And then be replacing like sugar with honey, because people say that okay, that is actually better. And then I got it on my own. That's what happened. I got it on my own. Usually if we're getting honey, it's my parents that'll buy it, from people that they trust. But then at that time I got it on my own. And after taking that, the whole thing, if you see the way I was throwing up this and that, they were looking for, okay, what is actually wrong? Only for me to even not know the particular place, because the person was carrying it like moving about. So exactly, if anything even happens, like I don't even know who to go and hold. Exactly, because and looking at some of those things, I'm not someone that okay maybe has something that I would react to like honey. So obviously there's been something in that particular honey, that made me to have that kind of reaction. But who would know? Because we are just buying it because it's honey. These days it's more like if someone just sees that something looks like that one, or this one is looking like rice, we can add it inside rice, and then people would not know. But what if sometimes I keep asking question, you that is selling this thing and then feeling like okay, you're doing ojoro or whatever you feel like you are doing and gaining. What if someone of yours, your own person also goes to buy that thing from the market.
That's where, and then those, I don't know if it's as a result, but I remember that a while back I bought fish, and then the bones were like greenish color. The bones, like, I was so I did not eat it though, because me, they were saying we used to fear. That's the same way I used to fear.
Okay.
I've never seen fish that had dry fish with green bones, and I don't know if it's as a result of maybe they put something in the fish. I don't know, but the bones were green, and I was wondering like how, because that's the first time I've ever seen dry fish with green bones, like green bones.
And sometimes there have been things like, okay, maybe this thing is not rotting. I've seen maybe sometimes there's been one complaint that, okay, we bought this thing and it's been there for long, but then it's not rotting, and then it's not spoiling. I've seen that thing. We kept this bread for a long time. We kept this bread for like a long time, but then it's not spoiling, it's not doing anything, something like that. There was even like a case where someone was sued, right? Sued like that, because their bread is not spoiled. They had to start trying to prove that their bread actually spoils.
Or then fish, or sorry, not fish, beans that doesn't have all those insects inside, and all of that. No, I have that kind of beans, and I was wondering like, okay, what is actually inside? Because I know that all those insects, is it beavers they call them, or what, that are always found inside beans. I was wondering like, okay, why is it like it's not there in this particular
you
beans?
see that in that case of beans, sometimes I feel like the way that people would actually like store them, for some people truly, sometimes it's actually something in there that is making insects to not want to even go there, because them too, they are scared for their lives, obviously. And then sometimes if someone is able to like store it, but there are some that even if you keep it open, it's you will never come and see anything happening to that beans, and you keep asking questions like, okay, what is inside these beans, like what is happening with
does it have
superpowers? And then recently people have been making these complaints, which I find funny, and saying that beans doesn't take time to done anymore. Those days when you put beans on the fire, it's taking how long, and then these days it's more like sharp, and your beans is already there. Now, while it might sound kind of not serious, it's actually serious. And then people don't understand that until one day one of their person or they themselves is in the hospital, and they don't even know where something like that actually came from. Now you also can call in and be part of the show. Number for you to call is 0808 427 5464.
That's 0808 427 5464.
It's the speed lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and this morning on the show we are talking about food adulteration. What are they actually putting in our food? What are we putting in our food? When you go to the market and then you're buying, have you ever bought something from the market and you're saying, okay, this one is suspicious, like this one is something else? Hello? Yes, good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. All right, you can still call us back. Maybe it was something, it was even ground pepper, or maybe it was like even flour, because I heard something too concerning flour, like okay, they were putting something else
so
in
it's more
there.
of like every single food that we are
thing.
eating.
It's hard to actually tell which one is safe or which one is not safe, some things like that. Or maybe you're looking at, okay, why is this bread not spoiling? For how many, like there's life expectancy for, hello? There's life expectancy for some of these things, like you're expecting that if I buy bread today, like this is how long it's supposed to last. And then the one that is lasting for months and then nothing is happening to it, it's not spoiling or it's not going anything, like, and you're asking like what is actually in there happening? Now you see the bad thing about this thing is that there are some people that would think that that's actually a very good bread because of how it's lasting. I don't know if you understand.
Yes.
There are some people that would think it's a very good one because of how it's lasting. Or maybe you buy something that usually the natural one was staying long to actually get done, like these beans that we use as an example. The natural one was taking long for it to actually get soft, and then the one that is taking 3 minutes, and you're like, this beans is very good. What is in there? Which is important. Those are important questions that we actually need to start asking. Or maybe with small water, this gari is soaking so much. Or you're thinking about, okay, the smell of your akpu is not going the same way.
Exactly.
That fufu to actually smell, but then you're not asking questions. What is actually in there? And sometimes even like with the price, there are some things that we know, okay, me, I don't know how to make akpu. Obviously, like okay, I know the step, but I haven't done that myself. So it's more like we are saying that okay, it takes this effort. You have to do this. You have to ferment it. You have to do this one. Do like this. Do like that. And then somebody brings it to the market and is selling the whole bag for 1.5.
For 1.5.
And then I'm supposed to like just buy it.
I went and found one cheap akpu.
Exactly.
And it's good, you know.
Exactly.
And there's also something else that we always like. It's more of like we brush these things aside. So like just imagine, let's use this akpu that we've been talking about, this fufu that we've been talking about. We buy it, let's say I buy it and I take it home and I prepare it, and then it's smelling weird.
Okay.
But it's more of like we brush it aside, like oh maybe it's different, or maybe I don't know, but it's more like we brush it aside. Because I remember I've been in that and I brushed something like that aside. Later on my stomach told me the story, but I don't know if it's as a result of that or something else. But I just know that immediately after I finished it was smelling weird.
Okay.
While I was eating it, I was just asking like, okay, why is it smelling weird? But I just brushed it aside because I've been buying around that area, not even from the one particular person.
Now you see that particular smell you're talking about. There can be cases where someone would now try to cover even the smell. Okay, because they have heard people complaining about
this smell.
Then they will put something else. Like this one doesn't have any smell. Me, I know that the natural akpu is supposed to have like a particular smell. So when people are complaining that okay, that other smell is too much, then the woman in the market sees of this particular thing, I've seen this chemical when you put it like this, it happens. Or when you're putting detergent or whatever, it happens, and then they just put. I've heard this one of putting like detergent.
I've heard it as well. And I'm wondering like detergent, like we're actually eating detergent.
Okay. Now you also can call in and be part of the show. Number for you to call is 0808 427 5464.
That's 0808 427 5464.
And we are also streaming live on Facebook at Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM Marketing. So you can watch live on Facebook and even leave a comment if you have something to say. What are we actually putting in our food? What are we putting in the palm oil, the groundnut oil that we're buying from the market, and you're feeling like okay, this one is not the usual taste, it's not the usual smell, it's not how it actually looks, the pepper is too fresh, the pepper is not expiring, it's not rotting, and are you asking questions, or we are simply saying that okay, this one is good stuff simply because it's not getting spoiled. This bread is so good, I bought this bread for it's been 3 weeks now and the bread is still there. Are we asking questions as to why something like that is actually there? Because we know that if it's natural and stuff, imagine what that would do in your stomach. Because I believe that okay, food in the stomach has to be digested. Some things even have to maybe go through certain breakdowns for them to be but imagine something just sitting in your stomach, because that thing is not rotting, okay, it cannot even digest things like that. So have you ever bought something from the market and then you were asking, or you were suspicious, but you still went ahead and then even took it anyway because we just believe that they are selling in the market, and then we can then just buy it? And then how do these things actually affect us? You and I, funny enough, both of us have experienced some level of something like this actually happened, right? And then how does it actually affect us? Because there have been different researches, for someone there have been different things that have been let out there for things like this, even by regulatory bodies and all those things that are supposed to look after it. There have been different things that are let out warning against some of these things, but then how did they actually affect us? When you look at the message that they are putting out there, how are they actually affecting us? Now you also can call in and be part of the show. Number for you to call is 0808 427 5464.
That's 0808 427 5464.
It's the speed lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. And this morning on the show, we are talking about food adulteration. What are they putting inside our food? This mixing of something, we are going to mix it so that it gets plentier, or so that, insects or whatever is not there, things like that. What is it actually doing to us? What is it doing to our stomach? What is it doing to our health? What is it doing to us? And for you, you mentioned something about poisoning. Yes, and I got to experience that too for myself by simply not not being careful and then buying honey from someone that
you don't know.
the person just, when I was looking at that, it was actually weird, like, okay, I've not seen maybe this kind of setting when it comes to honey, but then it was like I believe that, okay, this one is cheaper, and then I didn't want to wait for,
you bought it because it was cheap.
it was cheaper.
Oh,
And I didn't want to wait for, okay, the time that my parents actually
will
bring
come back.
honey. No, not come back.
Bring
because
honey because they actually buy honey.
yes,
cheap at
it's
home.
not like
Okay.
something that they buy all the time. Okay, something that it finishes. Oh, sometimes if she goes to a party, I think maybe if she goes to like a particular place and then she's able to like get it from there because that's where she trusts. So I didn't want to like wait for all of that, and then I got it from, oh, this one is even cheaper. They're even measuring it inside. They get ones I usually say, oh, it must be inside bottle. This one they're measuring it, like I'm pouring inside leather. Okay, this one is cheaper. And you know, my own mentality then was like, some things is people just carry it and go and package it so that they'll add money. Exactly, so that they'll add money for it. But I got to pay for that. So like I would say that's like the number one effect for me. But what are you thinking about? Let's hear you.
The food poison that we're talking about, and then I even heard that some of these things actually cause cancer. I was hearing that so many people these days are being diagnosed with cancer and even liver disease or kidney disease, and it's as a result of these things that we're eating, because overconsumption of them, because people are not just eating these things that we're talking about. People are not just eating them like once or twice. It's more of like every single day, you know. So the overconsumption is causing cancer, kidney disease.
Now someone would want to ask, like, who told you that? And if you go to the hospital, me myself, I've even recently, you know, I've been to the hospital. You know, when they finish treating you for something or like telling you about, hello, all right, you can still call us back. It's 0808 427 5464.
That's 0808 427 5464.
It's the speed lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. You can call in and let us hear what you think. We are talking about food adulteration. If you go to the hospital, sometimes, you know, when they finish treating you, you know, giving the medications that you're supposed to take, and you see all those small advice, like, is it not just doctors? They'll just be telling you, you know, this one,
giving somebody instructions,
because they know what is happening, right? They know what is actually happening. They know, okay, they're the ones that get to see, okay, those patients come in every day, and then their history, the kind of things, you know, that they have been using. Hello. All right, keep trying. Just maybe you would catch up with us. And if you can't, you can comment live on Facebook at Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM Makudi, and let us hear what you think. And then they are giving all this, like, okay, don't go near this one, or be mindful of some of the things. And you know, one thing is that once people get medication for what is wrong with them, they want to forget about any other advice or any other, you know, it's like people have become so should I call it strong, or like should we tell me like careless about maybe things like
careless
that
about health?
Yes, that okay, I came for headache, they gave me the painkiller or whatever for headache, and whatever advice that they're telling me that's leading to this headache, I'm not going to take it. So I will go back and consume the akpu from there. I don't mind the smell, I don't mind how much it is, and then come back another day again
for the same
medication, same painkillers, you know. So that is something that is actually happening as well. And me, I think that it affects even honest traders, like the ones that are now selling maybe the good stuff, like the good stuff, and then someone is insulting that, oh no, this woman, that's her bread used to spoil quick. Do you understand what I mean? Like this woman, her bread is spoiling quick, or this woman, that the price is too up. That's because, okay, maybe that particular woman is not mixing something in there that will make, okay, that one to just rise unnecessarily, or the garri to be plenty, or the garri to be swelling. Hello,
good morning.
Yes, good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
I am Agbot. I'm speaking from Mobile Barak.
All right, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I love this program.
Thank you.
This adulterated food is killing. I have been expecting you to make comments over this banana issue too.
Okay, banana.
Yes, banana. They are using cabbage to wrap it, and it affects humanity very seriously. it's an issue that is very is bothering us. Truly, this program is very, very necessary. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much, Akusa, for calling in to be part of the show. Felicity, who knew that banana that I love so much?
I love banana.
I can't believe that anyone is doing that to banana. Like, not banana, right? Banana that I love so much.
We all love banana, like who
Exactly.
and we love including it in the foods that we eat. So hearing this one now, I don't fear.
Now imagine someone going to the market, you know, someone who has no, like, oh, banana is banana, and then just going to the market and then picking up bananas, like, oh, it doesn't matter, taking it back. And you know, sometimes there are signs. Actually, there are signs. You went to the market and, you know, banana is usually very expensive.
Yes.
Why is this one cheap?
Why
is this one not having the natural, you know, dark spots, you know, some of those things that banana have? But then, oh, this banana is so fresh, and then you're taking it, you don't know what is actually in there. And then for the love of banana, something else is happening to your own body. So you can still call in and be part of the show. It's 0808 427 5464.
That's 0808 427 5464.
Have you seen a food, you know, maybe you got something from the market, you got back home and it was looking suspicious, like, okay, this one is maybe not something that we actually should be consuming. You see this one of oil, the number of people that I've heard talk about oil, you know, and then even seeing that one of someone putting dye in oil, like just mixing it and then pouring it in oil. And then there was a time there was this thing of, okay, rice, that rubber rice. Have you seen plastic? Yes, no. Plastic, like rice kind of thing. So people, it's scary that, okay, people do not actually care about health. Everyone is just after the money. I just want to make money, and then we are not caring about other people's health and even our own health, because the same way you're doing it, that's the same way that you go to, maybe after selling the fake rice to someone, you go and buy real rice, you know, or you make your own real rice, but then you go to buy oil to use for your own rice, and then someone is saying you dyed oil. So everyone would eventually get affected if, you know, we don't stop from our own ends, right? So you can still call in, let us hear from you. It's 0808 427 5464.
That's 0808 427 5464.
And we are also streaming live on Facebook at Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM Makudi. So you can watch live on Facebook and even leave a comment if you have something to say. What are they putting in our food these days? What is actually happening? Why do many people complain of different things? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I am fine, thank you. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Yahaya. I'm calling behind Modern Market.
All right, welcome to the show, Yahaya.
Thank you very much. This program very, 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 very important. Yeah, because the food we consume now is only God that is setting us. Like the other caller that says something about banana is correct. They use this cabbage to wrap banana. Not only banana, like this oil you are talking about, they color it. It's only God that is helping us. So many things, like plantain, they wrap it with this thing. So I'm appealing to you people to help us take this matter to the authorities that are concerned this thing, to check all this thing for us. Even this sickness we are having is from the food we are consuming. I'm telling you, so it's from the food. So I beg you people should take this matter serious for us, so that they should check if possible. I don't know how I put it. There are sometimes people, we have this they call it our people in Dimbagel or something like that. They do check these food people selling if you don't put it in order, they have to throw it. So I want people to go back to formal GC, so that they'll be checking this food that we are consuming. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you so much for calling in, Yaya, to be part of the show. You also can call in, let us hear you. It's 0808 427 5464.
That's 0808 427 5464.
Now, you know, Felicity, I just thought of something while he was talking. You know, sometimes you know that something is wrong, but you don't have proof. Like, you can tell that, okay, this is not the regular oil, but then you don't know what is actually wrong.
No,
if you don't know what is wrong, is it not better to, like, just leave it alone? Like, leave it, discard it, whatever you need to do, you know, if you don't know what is actually wrong. Or even ask someone, like, is this the normal? Because there's always someone that knows better than you. Hello? Hello. Good morning.
Hello, good morning. Asking Radio.
Good morning to you. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Okay, my name is Chiwede Patezungu Bernard. I'm calling from Lagos.
All right. So welcome to the show all the way from Lagos. How are you listening to us right now?
I'm listening to you via Facebook. I'm tuning on live Facebook.
All right. Welcome to the show. What part in Lagos?
Lucky First One, precisely.
All right. Welcome to the show. Go on.
Yeah, thank you. Listening to you, people, I begin to reflect back and imagine the type of foods we buy in the market and consume them. Because, I do wonder how those people selling dry fish, especially those dry fish. You see them. I don't really know how they do store their dry catfish for months, and it will not get contaminated. Someone said that they used to rub engine oil and all of that on it.
Okay.
Anyway, I haven't seen that. And secondly, those selling fruits. I actually witnessed someone washing fruits in the water using water to wash fruits. And I was shocked. I said, this is what people are going to buy and consume. Like the last caller said, it's only God that is helping us. There are so many things we consume from the market and we don't know how they are being preserved, how they are being cooked. There are some women who are cooking food and selling along the roads, and you don't know where they're getting that source of water. You understand? So I think the government to help us to look into all those things.
All right. Thank you so much. Go on.
You're welcome. No, I was still saying that only God that is helping us. Because we consume a lot of those things. And still we are walking around healthy without falling sick, and it's only God.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for calling in to be part of the show. And you also can call in quickly before we go. It's 0808-427-5464.
That's 0808-427-5464.
And yes, we are streaming live on Facebook. It's Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM Makudi. So yes, you can watch live on Facebook and even leave a comment if you have something to say. We're talking about food adulteration. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah.
My name is Emeka.
All right. Welcome to the show, Emeka.
I want to speak sharply because of when my mother bought a bag of beans. So when she opened the bag of beans, she thought it was real beans. So as she poured the beans inside the pot, the beans was boiling for over 2 hours. The thing did not get done.
Oh, okay. So did it finally get done, or it didn't ever get done?
It never got done.
So did you people eat it?
No, we didn't do it.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much, Emeka, for calling in to be part of the show. Okay.
Beans over 2 hours and it never got done.
And then it never got done, over. It's not even 2 hours, over, because we know that when we're complaining about beans not getting done, there's beans that is not hello. When we are complaining about beans that is getting done too quickly, there is beans that is not getting done at all. So to the main, question, what are we actually going to do? Now, if you heard most people, they have been talking about regulatory bodies, government, this and that.
Yes.
Now, one thing I have noticed, or one thing I think is I've heard, when it comes to NAFDAC, I've heard different season of things, when it comes to things that are not safe, but most of the time it's like those carbonated. Hello?
Yeah.
Yes, good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
This is Gabriel.
Okay. All right. Welcome to the show, Gabriel.
I find this one very interesting.
All right. Welcome to the show.
and that's because maybe I'm a health worker.
Okay.
And you see this, of food adulteration, very, very harmful. I don't know the people perpetrating this act, those involved in altering the original content of food products. Most of them don't know the effect, the debilitating effect it has on the consumers. And so they keep doing it for smaller gains. And then at the end of the day, you see people coming to hospitals. They don't know that it's suffering from they are using money.
Oh my God! I should have loved to hear what Gabriel is saying, but that network, it's really bad. Coming from a health worker himself, because someone would ask, how do you know? He's saying it himself. Like people come to the hospital and they don't actually know that, okay, this is what is going on. Gabriel, if you can still call us back quickly, then call us back. It's 0808 427 5464.
That's 0808 427 5464.
And I was talking about the role of some of those regulatory bodies, in it like that. I've seen this one have been seized, this shop has been closed because they're selling fake this one, fake that one. But how about the local market, the woman in the market who doesn't need NAFDAC number or something like that to sell the oil, who doesn't need this one? Hello. Yes, good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hello.
Okay, you can still call us back if you're able to catch up with us. So, Felicity, do you find sense in what I am saying?
Yes, of course I find sense in what you're saying. And then there's also...
Hello?
Yes, hello. I'm sorry, I'm calling from a place that my network is bad.
Okay, is this Gabriel?
Yes, this is Gabriel.
All right, go on.
As I was saying, in addition to the new intervention, the hybrid of products that we have, there are improved seedlings. Yes. So when farmers get to plant these improved seedlings, yes, they come with some of their advantages, but they also have disadvantages because the normal seeds have been altered. They have that predisposition to cause other health challenges, which may result to cancer and some other diseases. And then at the end of the day, when these products are harvested, farmers somehow they use chemicals that are very harmful. Like the other lady spoke about beans. Beans in particular, there are times that you buy beans and then you see the powder. These herbicides, these preservatives, they go a long way killing those insects. And now for those things to kill, for the preservatives to kill insects, it means you as an individual, if you take in, it's definitely going to be dangerous to you.
Okay.
So, at the end of the day, when you see and you look at these perishable items, like this, like tomatoes and pepper, these people they keep finding a way of preserving these items, and then as most of them once they get them for market like this, the people is handling these food items back at they don't even get to wash them properly.
Thank you so much, Gabriel, for trying. He's tried a lot, even though his network, he said where he is right now, the network is really bad. But at least we got a lot from what he already said. The food, sometimes you're able to see that powder in it. Some people, it's the beans that is melted. It's not the beans that is powdering. We know that, it's not the beans.
And he also mentioned something about if he can actually kill insects, then he can definitely do something bad to us as well.
And imagine overtime consumption of things like that. So what can we do, Felicity? I was mentioning the supervision, even when it comes to those local markets, and then people that are in charge, because for every market, for every this, there are people who are in charge of making sure that things are going smoothly. So how about if those people start checking and then seeing that where is the source of this one? It's just that we don't take some of these things seriously here in this country.
How are you actually producing your own food? Because most of these things come from the production process. They are adding these things during as they are producing the food stuff. That's when they are doing it. So it's more like they should also check how are you producing your own food, how are you making your own, and all of that. And also to we that are consuming, because we should buy from people that we trust a lot, and also watch out for how are you actually what the people that we're buying from, how are they preserving their food. If you notice that there's something suspicious about this food, don't just just brush it off, because like I said earlier, some people are actually brushing these things off. It's just something I was like,
and
longer.
you know, there should be accessible like hands to like report this thing, because some people thinking of, when will I travel and go to like, where will I have bike money and go to NAFDAC office or whatever to go and report something like this.
Yes.
But if there's this particular chairman in the market or whatever that you have to go to, he's the one to forward those things up, people will get scared.
Yes.
They know that it's something serious. They know that it's not a joke. They know that, okay, it's not something we can just do and then get away with. They know that it's not all about money. And then, you know, from like that, one thing I've said before is Nigerians, once they know that there's consequence, that's the only way that they change.
Only way, yes.
Right? When they know that
Nigerians
there are
very scared of
consequences. So that is it for the speed lane this morning. We have been talking about food adulteration. I have been your host on the show. My name is Marysyntia Hangeior, and I'm here with
Felicity Girgir.
Coming up next at 10 a.m. is King James 90s Top 10 here on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. And until then, keep enjoying music of your life.
Hello, my Cootie. Asking Radio